So, good afternoon and welcome to another video with a guy and his projects. Today we are working on my buddy Jordan's truck. So he has a YouTube channel, I'll link it down below as well, check it out. He's building this truck into an overlanding truck. We've already done a couple projects you may have seen. We've done the front coilovers, we changed them to the Bilstein 6112 adjustable ride height shock absorber, coilover, strut, whatever you want to call it. We've put on the aftermarket control arms, upper control arms, which are from Tough Country. That allows them to get a little bit more height without hitting the coil bucket or the springs, sorry, which is very important. So we've got a couple of videos. It's a pretty nice truck. It's a 2020 F150 let me say that over. It's a 2020 F150 XLT FX4. Obviously that means it's four-wheel drive. Like I said, he's making this into an overlanding truck. It's going to be a pretty sweet gig, so stay tuned. We're going to do some more videos. But what we're doing today is we are doing the Bilstein 5160 rear shocks with the remote reservoir on this truck. This does not enhance any kind of ride height, but it does enhance ride quality. It also enhances the quality of the shock itself because of the remote reservoir. It allows you a lot more cooling capacity. Whoa, that probably looks great. Alright, so because you have the remote reservoir, it increases the cooling capacity of the oil when the piston's going in and out. Really not needed on the freeway, but when you're doing a lot of off-road work and your back end is really bouncing up and down, not your back end, your back tire, that's when that remote reservoir comes into play. It gives you a lot more oil capacity, which allows the oil to cycle through, and it just keeps it a lot cooler, which allows everything to work better. Cooler is always better. Cooler is almost always better in regards to this stuff. So that's what we're putting in. I will link these down in the product below, or in the description below. Some tools, anybody can do this. Almost anybody can do this. All you really need is a 15mm wrench or a socket and ratchet, a 5/16 or a flathead driver thingamajabba. Why am I drawing a blank?
Nut driver?
Thank you. A 5/16 nut driver or a flathead screwdriver will work. An 18mm, a 15mm, speed wrenches are amazing, and a 5/16 socket on an impact if you want to speed the job up, but not necessary. So technically you can take that away, and that's all the tools you need. So anybody can do this. So let's do it. Alright, so as far as putting this together, we are going to assemble it before we get down in there. It's really easy to assemble. It comes with 4 parts, 5 if you include the shock. You've got your little spacers right here, and some hose clamps. So first we're going to go ahead and get rid of this packaging band. This will probably want to extend when you take this off. That's okay. If it stays in place, that's even better. Typically I like to exercise the shock at least once before I put it in. To do that, all you gotta do is pull it out and it should expand, and then I like to push it down. I'm not a mechanic, I don't know if this is necessary. This has just been a long habit of mine, just to exercise it once before it goes in so you know it works. That's all. Necessary or not, I don't know, but that's what I do. Okay. The instructions, if you actually read them, will say to keep your little spacers at 5 to 7 inches out. We're going to grab our nut driver. And you're going to pull this hose clamp all the way out. Slide it under. $18mm backer, 15mm. Okay, so the bottom, we're going to use our 18mm speed wrench on the backer nut. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. And our 15mm ratchet. Once we get it broken loose, we're going to switch to our speed wrench. Let's take a speed. There's your nut. And there's your bolt. Don't let go of the shock right now, it'll smack you in the face. There's your shock. And now, I don't know if that looked cool on camera or not. Felt like a good idea. We are going to start with the bottom because it is easier to use your gravity to get the upper side in later. Snake your bolt through. Wherever the hole is. Where's the hole? There it is. Okay, we're just going to get it snug. We'll come down and torque it later. Just make sure you actually do that. Like I mentioned in my other video, you do not want to forget the torque stuff. So now you're just going to use your shear strength and your Wheaties you ate this morning to compress the shock, which is not working from down here. So let me move it.
There you go.
Okay, all right, so now that we got it orientated properly, it's not going down like the other side. The reservoir sits up, push down with your superhuman strength, get it in the perch. Get your bolt in before you lose it. And your nut. Alright, so now you're going to look in your owner's service manual for your vehicle, and you're going to torque this down to spec, whatever the heck that happens to be. For us, factory spec seems to be right about there. Don't forget to come down and torque your bottom down. You never want to leave your bottom hanging out. Right about there. So this truck has about 5,000 miles on it, so this shock is still a good shock. We didn't change it out because it was bad, we changed it out because he wanted the performance upgrade. And I'm just trying to look cool right now, that's all I'm doing. These shocks are still good, these are the factory shocks. The new ones are going to have much better cooling capacity and probably much better performance in general. If you are just replacing a worn shock, the process is the exact same, only you don't have the remote reservoir to deal with. All you do, pop the top, pop the bottom, put the top in, put the bottom in. It's that easy. It's very simple to do shocks, typically in a truck. Some trucks, you may have to drop the spare tire. My F250, I have a video out. I had to drop the spare tire to get room. It's okay. It's not a lot of extra work. You'll be fine. Anyway, if you liked what you saw, make sure you leave me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and check out my other videos. I've got a whole channel dedicated to F150s of various years. I've got a big brother with an older one. I got a younger brother with a semi-old one, and a brother-in-law with a brand spanking new one. So check them out. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.